Hey, Matt here, and welcome to MOBStreet. Today I'm out here in the garage with my 2002 TW200, and I wanted to show you how to install the Tusk aluminum skid plate for the TW. Now, this from Rocky Mountain ATV is made specifically for our TW. Now this one already has the Ricochet skid plate on it, and both of my other TWs have the Ricochet as well. I love the Ricochet skid plate, so not only are we going to show you how to install the Tusk skid plate, but we're going to show you the differences between the two. So if you're looking for one for your TW, you can check and be like, do I want this one or do I want that one? So let's get after it. All right, first thing we're going to do, we're going to take the Ricochet skid plate off, and then I'll put both of them side by side so you can see the difference between the two. So we're out here, we now have both the Ricochet and the Tusk skid plate. Let's start. Both of these are 3/16 of an inch thick aluminum. So I mean, they're both super solid. All right, let's take a look. What do we got, McCade? What were some of the things that you were noticing right off that you were telling me about?
So on this one, it's got like 3 bends, but this one only has 2.
Okay, so you've got this one here. This is the Ricochet, and it has 3 bends in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 3 welds there, whereas the Tusk, we only have the 2. Okay, what else we got?
Looks like this one kind of like flares out more.
Okay, well, let's put them together and let's see. Sitting right on top of each other now. So the Ricochet is right here on top of the Tusk. Now with that bend, if you look, the Ricochet is cut out right here on the left. Now this left side right here is going to be protecting your left side case right here. So the Ricochet has this cutout which holds up. Actually, it's going to come down just a little bit right there. There we go. So that's going to be right here protecting this little bit of your side case here on the left side. Oh, this has got the Tusk shift lever. Sweet. Okay, go ahead and put that one down. Let's put the Tusk one up there now. Right there on those mounts. Come down a little bit. So the Tusk one from that other side, that's got a little bit more because that cutout on that Ricochet is right there. So the Tusk one has got quite a bit more coverage there on your left side, which is going to help protect your left side case there a little bit more. All right, let's go back up. Taking a look at the top. So, I mean, even just looking there at the 2, you can see that this little side panel here is going to protect maybe a little bit more there on that side. Now, if you look, the indentations are a little bit different too up here on the top. So it's going to curve in more, where this one kind of flares out a little bit. You've got the nice little laser cut. Shorter?
Yeah.
Yeah, just from the mounting points, you mean?
Yeah, like this little piece right here is a lot shorter
Yep.
than that piece.
That's true. So on your front end, this might give you a little bit more width across the front, whereas this one's going to be a little bit narrower. So like I said, you got your nice little laser cut Tusk logo there. Now the drain hole, so this cutout in both of these is so that you can drain your oil with the skid plate installed, and the drain hole on the Ricochet is quite a bit bigger than the one on the Tusk plate. So might be a little bit easier to drain your oil out of the Ricochet than out of the Tusk. I mean, I'm pretty sure it won't be an issue to drain the oil there out of the Tusk plate, but the Ricochet is a little bit bigger there on that end. So one thing too is these ends flare up a little bit higher than they do on the Ricochet plate. So these are just some of the cosmetic differences between the two. So let's get to installing now the Tusk plate, and we'll see what it looks like all fit up. Okay, so your mounting hardware, you're gonna need a T40, which is like a Torx head 40, to fit all 4 of those bolts. Now these are your mounting bolts that will go into the plate. The one that goes through the frame to mount your brackets is a 1/2 inch bolt. So you'll need a 1/2 inch socket and a T40 socket or a T40 wrench, whichever you decide to use. We're gonna be working right up here. Okay, so we're gonna take this frame bolt out right here, and this is where our front brackets are gonna go. Our longer bolt that comes in the kit, we're gonna put 1 washer on the side here. So we've got 1 washer here. Then we're gonna thread one of our L brackets through. Then we're gonna reach up here, right here. We're gonna feed this bolt up through. Then we're gonna take our other L bracket, put it up on here, like that. Then we're gonna take another washer, put it on there. And then our nylock nut is gonna go on the end right here. And we're just gonna do that finger tight for a minute. And we're gonna leave these loose. And then we're gonna get the skid plate installed up underneath here. We're gonna take our skid plate here, and we're just gonna set it up on here and just kind of do like a dry run and be like, okay, getting an idea of where everything goes. So we're gonna take one of these T40 bolts right here, and we're gonna put it up into one of our L brackets. Finger loose there. We're gonna do this one just finger tight. We're gonna take both of our L brackets here, and we're gonna slide them up over the frame. So one of them right here, and then our other one, if you look, it's probably gonna fit right here underneath this tab. Now with the Ricochet one, they tell you to pound this up out of the way or even bend it and break it off if you don't want to use the stock plate anymore. So this is the tab that I'm talking about right here. But in case you ever want to go back to the stock skid plate, which you might be thinking, why on earth would you want to do that? Well, if you're ever at the sand dunes, these skid plates act like a freaking shovel, and they keep all that sand up in there. So this skid plate, Ricochet, out here at the sand dunes, and that sucker's like a freaking sand shovel. That's after I scraped it out, but it still holds quite a bit. So I'm going to count that actually as a negative. I actually just bent mine back because I wanted to put the stock skid plate back on if I ever went to the sand dunes. Because at the sand dunes, you're not necessarily going to need this massive skid plate. So I left mine there. So what I'm going to do is, I'll show you right here. I'm going to feed this up underneath that tab right there, and we're going to see if that gives me enough room to put these bolts up in here. So we'll do this one right here. There we go, right there. So you don't have to take out that tab in order for these skid plates to fit. All right, we're gonna tighten down our top mount bolt up here. Now we're not gonna make it all the way tight because we still want these to move just a little bit so that we can get our skid plate all aligned and the bolts to line up nice and neat. So, is it on? Okay. And then as you're tightening that one down, as you leave that loose, you see that it's pulling that nice and flush up against that head there. There we go. Good. Okay, hold your socket a little bit straighter. There you go. Good. Okay. All right, check that one again. Good. Okay. Last thing we're going to do is tighten up our head mounting bolt up here. Alright, there you go. That's how easy it is to install the Tusk aluminum skid plate, and a little side-by-side comparison of the Ricochet skid plate. So, stay tuned, because I've got the Ricochet on both my other TWs, and we will do comparisons with the two and just like some other differences between them, which one to get. Now, at the making of this video, the Ricochet skid plate is at $109.99, I believe, and the Tusk skid plate is at $95.99. So those are the different prices that are on there, so you can choose which one you want. But the Tusk one it gives you quite a bit of coverage. It gives you just the same thickness as the Ricochet skid plate. Super easy to install, and I think it is a good value for what you're paying for. I love the bigger skid plates on these TWs. So if there's questions or comments, please put those down below, and I will put the link to the Tusk skid plate down there as well. And it is an affiliate link, so it doesn't cost you anything to use, but it helps MOBStreet to continue to make more videos like this for you. So we'll leave it at that. I hope you found this video informative. Again, questions or comments, let me know. And as always, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, and follow along. I'm Matt, this is MOBStreet, and thanks for watching.